How's it going, y'all? And welcome on back. So this is post-commentary, as I will explain at the later point of this episode. This boss took me so many attempts that I just did not want to do this with on-screen commentary, as it was just completely inconsistent on whether or not I'd succeed. So I considered doing this boss in essentially 4 phases. The first phase was the grind up, what it took to get all the stats and whatnot I needed. Phase 2 was a major RNG check, having Fuka utilize her fucking Theurgy to apply Concentrate and Charge. Upon success for Phase 2, the first turn is spent buffing and debuffing, of which I would recommend doing it this way if you're using the same party that I did. Round 2 is spent with main character debuffing Joker's defense and everybody else using Theurgy. Start of round 3, minor RNG check, hoping that Kin is not frozen or shocked, while Aegis uses her Theurgy. At which point, after the Theurgy, regardless of Kin getting frozen or shocked, we go into Phase 3, which is just biding our time until everybody's recharged on Theurgies again. Partway through Phase 3, we've got another major RNG check of needing Fuka to again charge and concentrate the party. If you see me pause here every so often, I'm doing one of 2 things. Either weighing my options, or doing calculations on, how much damage has been dealt. As we want to get Joker down to just above 18,000. If we get Joker below 18,000, that will push Joker into his Phase 2, in which he'll use Will of Rebellion and start taking 3 turns each round. Which is a little problematic. Ultimately speaking, once we're all prepared, I want to get Joker down to a damage range of 17,500 to 17,700. So that way, one more volley of Theurgies is enough to kill him. 17,500 is enough to kill guaranteed, even with low rolls. 17,700, we need at least high rolls on 2 of the 3. But with Phase 4, where we do for the Theurgies, there's one more major RNG check that I personally had in this that I will explain as we get up to it. So what I'm doing right now is getting in what damage I can, keeping studious checks on how much damage has been done, and weighing my options on what I want each party member to do as we roll up. So here was a minor RNG check that works out in my favor. On this specific turn, It's a seemingly 50-50 chance on if he'll either use Makageon or Maegion. If he uses Maegion for my current team comp, that is actually better for me. It's better for me because Kin will get tagged by his weakness and then be immune to the... He will always do either Makageon or Maegion and then use the opposite element, so either light or dark, for the instant kill. And it's far better for me for him to use the light instant kill, just that way Kin can maintain... Here's the second big RNG check. But far better for him to use Maegion, so that way he'll use Mahamon to do the insta-kill, and Kin can retain his Enduring Soul. It's not necessary, but this was a minor RNG check that works out in my particular favor for this battle. So after he's done the insta-kill, he will round out his phase 1 by going through these ailments, not elements. How I have come to handle this is I will cure Kin and Akihiko. Use Akihiko to just reapply more buffs, because the longer we can extend the attack buff, the better. And you'll see here, I take a few seconds to weigh my options with Junpei. Taking a look at his stat line up there. Attack is flashing relatively quickly, which means it's guaranteed to run out next turn. Defense is gone. Ultimately, what I decided to do was to extend the attack debuff, because it's far better for us to make sure that stays debuffed over defense at the moment, as we don't really need to extend the apply the debuff when we are at this point just waiting to have Junpei charge his Theurgy. So for the status ailment thing, how this functionally works is you need to have 2 different status ailments on 2 different party members to have Joker use Megadolon instead of spamming Sinful Shell. I want to put him down before he gets to this phase again. Once he's used Megadolon, he will start doing exclusively physical attacks, which, dependent on my luck, could potentially kill Junpei, which this is how a few of my runs did end, because we do need the charge concentrate on the entire party. So, you know, I could get incredibly unlucky. He crits Junpei twice, killing him. Mercifully this time, he didn't. He did get a crit on Junpei, but instead of going for another attack, he went for Heat Riser, which that is substantially more preferable. So, at this point, I'm pretty much set until I'm ready to move Joker onto his phase 2. And how this will functionally work is I've been, again, keeping pretty close track of his hit points. He's down to about 18,000... I think like 18,900, no, 18,700-ish. Nope. This was the fuck up, yeah. So, he was actually, that particular attack put Joker down to 17,900 on the dots. I actually panicked here a little. off screen while I was, doing this, and the mic was muted and all that. I panicked here a little bit because I did not actually mean to put him down below the 18,000. I was hoping that Junpei low rolled. That way, I could more easily take care of the lining up the hit points. So instead, I just go balls deep, hope that Junpei will have it fully charged in 2 turns, which he did. Had Kin use Megadolon, which brought him down to 17,700, which is just in that threshold that I was talking about. And had both Akihiko and Junpei guard, because with the 3 turns, he will guaranteed Heat Riser, Concentrate, Megadolon. Which, without Junpei and Akihiko guarding, they are guaranteed to die. And I could not remember if Akihiko had used his Endure at that point. So, this upcoming was a pretty major RNG check that got me the win right here, right now. In that the RNG check that I needed was none of the party getting shocked or frozen on Joker's next turn. And with that, I'm going to let the rest of this play out, and y'all will see me back with the live commentary post-battle. Now, it is worth noting, I did not need to do it specifically on this turn. Before I forget, I did not need to do it specifically on this turn, but because I got that major RNG check of nobody getting shocked, and him being just within the threshold that I needed him to be, I took the opportunity, hoped for the 2 out of 3 high rolls, and I got it. Dear fucking God, finally. That was about 50 attempts over the course of 6 hours. But the Super Boss Joker finally has been felled.
Yes.
You are not fucking kidding there, Igus. You are not kidding.
Hello.
That... It made what the Elizabeth fight was in the original Persona 3 FES look like it was a cakewalk. Similarly, you had to keep track of Elizabeth's hit points in the original Persona 3. As if you didn't, similarly, get her down to a certain threshold, she just full heals herself, and now you don't have enough damage to put her down. Whew.
That means...
It weren't no 4-turn win, but dear Lord, will I fucking take it. Super Boss Joker, done.
Yeah, I was wishing that. Honestly, though, Atlas, fucking bravo. You actually made a super boss that made me sweat. And
How do I
have
put
to,
this?
like, all the other super bosses that I've had to deal with, from Atlas, Square Enix, you know, all the big names and small names. This one actually took both strategy and luck.
Hmm.
But with Joker down, we finally reach the end of the Monad Chambers. In the left chest, we get the Omnipotent Orb. And in the right chest, we get the Amorite Necklace. Another Amorite Necklace. Yep, we are leaving Monad. So, let's make ourselves a nice little save. 60 hours, 43 minutes. So a solid almost 20 hours of just pure grinding in all the various aspects in order to take down the super boss. And honestly, it was a nail biter there. If the party low rolled on those final theurgies, it wouldn't have won. So this is what we've got. Orpheus Telos with Mataru Kaja, Miraku Kaja, Endure, Ice Amp, Multi-Target Boost, Enduring Soul, and Salvation. I'll explain why Salvation in a minute. We've got Junpei with that as his skill set and stats. Brakahiko with that as his skill sets and stats. Kin with this as his skill set and stats. Of course, following equipment. Girl, damn. That was most certainly a fight and a half. Let's take a look at that Omnipotent Orb. So, Amorite Necklace, nullify all ailments. Amorite, or Omnipotent Orb, nullify all damage except Almighty. Of which... we'll throw on to Brakahiko. Because yes, I will have one more episode after this, in which we will be returning to bring down the final boss one more time. Which, speaking of, somebody pointed out that the wiki's fucking wrong. You can change tactics outside of Tartarus and whatnot. As I did check, this is applicable on the original as well. You can go into stats, change press left bumper to get to tactics, and there you go, change tactics. Somebody needs to update that fucking wiki. But with that, y'all, we'll go ahead and call this one here. The first part of this episode is going to be post commentary, because again, I had no idea when I was finally going to get the luck line up for oh, actually, you know what, before we end, I said I would explain, so let's go on and explain. The reason why I gave Orpheus Telos Salvation is specifically because of how Aegis's Theurgy charges. After summoning a persona, power within gradually enhances. So by using any kind of persona skill, I charge my Theurgy. How you find out what your theurgy charge conditions are for the player, characters are the personality traits. So in this case, summon Persona, shit happens. Yukari's case, heal somebody, prevent death, shit happens. Land criticals, unfortunately Junpei was basically useless in that matter because Joker is just outright immune to crits, but he charges. Using buffs is how Brakihiko charges. Attacking weaknesses or inflicting ailments is how Mitsuru charges. Kin charges a great deal when his SP is below half, which is why his SP going into battle was just slightly above 1/4 of its max capacity. Koromaru charges after exploiting a weakness. And of course, Metis charges by having a Aegis shift to her. Technically, Fuka does charge as well. However, it seems rather inconsistent on whether analyzing will actually charge her shit or not. But either way, that is Biggity Bam Joker Fuckboy done, and we will see y'all once more
Welcome
for
to
that
the
final
Velvet Room.
boss. Cheers, y'all.